Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Allie and welcome to the top comment, where I read and react to insane internet chaos in the form of Reddit stories. So if you like this type of content, please don't forget to subscribe. It's free and it means a lot to me. On today's episode, we are going to be talking about people who confidently faked it until they made it. Sometimes confidence is real and other times it's just real good acting. In these stories, the faking it wasn't just acting or survival, it is a pure art form. So let's get on into it. This first story comes from r/confession. I faked liking sparkling water for 3 years and now I am trapped. I'm 30 now, but this started when I was around 27 during a phase where I was trying really hard to be one of those put together adults who meal prep, drink sparkling water, and have plants that aren't just slowly dying in the corner. So I bought a 12-pack of LaCroix because, you know, that's what the cool healthy people were drinking. First sip, it tasted like someone whispered the word fruit into a cup of TV static. Absolutely disgusting. But I had already posted it on my Instagram story with the caption, "New addiction," and that was the beginning of my downfall. Friends started bringing LaCroix over whenever they visited. Coworkers stocked it in the office fridge because I liked it. My girlfriend, now fiance, thought it was cute how into sparkling water I was, so she bought me a soda stream for Christmas. Now I'm in too deep. I've become the guy who nods thoughtfully while drinking what is essentially spicy sadness. I have flavors in my fridge with names like pamplemousse and limoncello, and I pretend like I can tell the difference. I can't. It all tastes like carbonated regret. Sometimes I just want a normal drink, but if I ever open a Gatorade, someone will say, "Whoa, no LaCroix today?" And I'll just fake laugh like, gotta switch it up. Meanwhile, my soul is quietly screaming. Anyway, if you're young and reading this, never lie about your beverages. That stuff will haunt you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I hate sparkling water. I love fruit, but I cannot stand sparkling water. Sparkling water to me is like drinking hairspray while somebody silently whispers the name of a fruit from across the room. I am not a fan. I don't even think I'll drink it if it's in front of me. I guess the only sparkling water I like are these ones that are only legal in Colorado, if you catch my drift. You can only buy them at certain stores and be over 21 years old. Specifically in Colorado. We're not talking liquor. I don't drink. Why don't you just tell people that you're bored of it or tired of it? Like, you don't have to keep this going. Nobody's going to judge you. And honestly, in a couple of years, nobody's probably going to remember it either. Or you could just come out and tell everybody you lied. I think everybody would kind of think that's funny. If somebody came out to me and was like, "I've been pretending to like terrible beverages for the last 3 years," I might judge you a little bit, but I might also kind of think it's funny. Let's see what the comments say. The top comment on this one says, "Tell everyone you're going carbonation free. Easy solution. People's taste buds change over time. You could also pretend they changed something in the formula and it's no longer pleasing your taste buds." I suppose if you have to continue lying to people, just tell them you don't like it. The next comment says, "Just pretend you have COVID and now everything tastes different." I mean, you never liked it. You literally jumped the gun and posted it saying "new obsession" and everybody took it literally. I don't know. I don't know about these people. If I'm going to post something obscure like that online and say "new obsession," I guarantee my friends are going to be like, "Really? Are you serious? Or is this a joke?" The next comment says, "You used to love eating ass. What changed?" I'm sorry, Grandma. I got COVID and it's just not the same anymore. The next comment says, "My dentist says carbonation is bad for my teeth. Tough getting older, ain't it?" The last comment is actually from OP, and they reply to all of this saying, "I don't like it anymore. The honeymoon period is long over." Honey Bear, it sounds like you didn't even have a honeymoon period with the sparkling water. It sounds like you jumped the gun, took a sip, and then immediately regretted it. Why didn't you just delete your post on Instagram? It's up for like 3 seconds. Maybe a total of 4 people saw it, not the whole world, to where you have to continue this fuckery. You know, I kind of think that this is a little bit of karma for you for lying to people and for saying that this was your new obsession and for keeping it going this long. I think that the universe is giving you a little bit of karma by saying, now you're stuck with it. Look what you've done. Fake it till you make it, unless it is faking something that you absolutely hate. It's like, oh, what's that one lady's name? She's an actress. She looks like Zooey Deschanel, but she's not. Dakota Johnson in this interview where she is like, I think she was like showing her house or something on like some rich celebrity house tour bullshit, whatever. But she was sitting there and there was a huge pile of limes and she was like, oh yeah, I just love limes. They're my favorite. And then years later, she came out in an interview and she's like, I'm actually allergic to limes. So that's exactly what this is giving. Actually, now that I just said that out loud, didn't Blake Lively do the same thing? Ew, you're giving Blake Lively energy? Honey, no. Tell them you're over it. You're fine. Nobody's going to judge you. I guarantee somebody else is going to jump in and say, yeah, I hate sparkling water. And then it can start this whole funny conversation. Just go back and be honest. Get yourself out of this situation. Obviously, the Redditors are on your side. You have plenty of different excuses to give if you don't just want to be honest. That's fine. Do you? But you should probably come clean at some point. Otherwise, people are going to keep on dumping LaCroix onto you. The next story we're going to read comes from r/petty revenge. And it says, my extremely tiny and petty legally blonde moment. My 3-year odyssey of spite finally came together yesterday. When I was a fresh college grad in 2022, I dated an attorney for almost 3 months. He was a talented lawyer who spoke proudly about what he did for work, and I trusted his opinions about the legal profession. So after I finished a post-grad internship, I told him my real post-grad aspiration was to get a job at a law firm as a paralegal and work as one until I was ready to apply for law school. He literally scoffed at me and told me I would be better off as a court clerk. I don't mean to harp on court clerks at all. It's a very difficult job, but it is more administrative in nature, and from the way he said it, it was exceedingly clear that he meant the comment to be derogatory. He didn't elaborate on why he said this, but it was implied. I was taken aback and was really, really hurt, but hey, at 21 years old, I hadn't learned to have a spine yet, so I brushed it off. A few weeks later, I was working my first paralegal job. We broke up shortly after for reasons I'm sure you can guess. Anyways, he was right that I'm not going to be a paralegal. I took my LSAT last fall, scored in the 98th percentile, sent out my applications, and committed to UC Berkeley Law yesterday. Ranked about 90 spots above his law school, but hey, who's counting? And I'm going to become a lawyer. He is currently blocked on LinkedIn after I was the recipient of some profile creeping from him, but today I'm going to unblock him so he can see. Definitely reminiscent of the scene from Legally Blonde where she gets in the prestigious internship. Remember those hours we spent in the hot tub on spring break? Well, this is so much better. What? Like it's hard for you to get into law school and show this man up? I am so proud of you, girly. I love this for you. You're gonna make a bad lawyer someday. He sounds like a jerk. I love that you're unblocking him just to be a little petty, though. That is very satisfactory, but you are really gonna make a great lawyer, and I hope to God you encounter him in one of these spaces and get to rub it in just a little bit more. The top comment on this says, what, like it's hard? A good old quote from Elle Woods herself. The next comment says, my favorite story from Reese Witherspoon was when she had jury duty after doing Legally Blonde. They went through the trial, and in deliberation, the jury had decided a foreman. Every juror said that it should be Reese. She asked, why me? And they all said, because you went to law school. Bend and snap, girl. Legally Blonde is one of my all-time favorite movies. I love it so much. This is cathartic. The next comment says, congrats, girl. Now just go represent his wife in divorce court. The next comment says, wild round of applause. You have put a narcissist in his place. You will be an outstanding lawyer because you have empathy. He does not. It really does take empathy to be a great lawyer, especially in defense or prosecution. You do have to have empathy. You do have to care about what you're doing, and it sounds like you really genuinely are. I don't know much about the LSATs or law school or anything like that, but 98th percentile, I do know what that means, and that means that you were at the very tippy top. The last comment says, congrats. Back in 2015, I noticed that my town was violating open meeting laws. I asked the city law director for an explanation, and he condescendingly offered to explain the law to me. I filed a lawsuit within that week, won the case, and then sued again a year later when the city violated the injunction. I won that case too. I started law school the same year. We settled the second case, and I am now a second-year attorney. The city wisely chose not to renew the contract of the bad law director. I really should send that guy a Christmas card. That is a great level of petty. This was a cathartic cathartic read. I'm very happy for all of you. You know, I have a friend who's going through it right now with her landlords, and we have been studying Colorado law, like just by the actual book. And these idiots still are sitting here saying, no, that's not correct. Even though we have looked up tenant law like a zillion times, we know exactly what it says. We understand what it says because we are resourceful queens. You know, I think that people who act like this and have these type of behaviors, I think they are going to have their day in court, whether it not be this time or the next time, but it will come back around to bite them in the end. I firmly believe that. So don't fuck with people that know the law. It's really not hard, especially now with ChatGPT and Google AI and all of those things. It is really easy to go in and type in the laws that you're searching for and figure out exactly what they say and to have it broken down in a way that you can understand and re-articulate later in the future. So all these people better really watch their backs. The next story comes from r/confession, and it says, I faked liking hiking and now I'm deep in the woods, literally and emotionally. I've been pretending to love hiking for years and now I'm in way too deep. It started as a lie to impress a guy and now I'm halfway to becoming Bear Grylls against my own will. So a few years ago, I started dating this guy who was all about adventure and living life to the fullest. He owned a Patagonia jacket and had a carabiner for some reason. On our third date, he asked if I liked hiking. I wanted him to like me, and so I said, oh my God, I love hiking. Nature is my therapy. Huge mistake. We went on a hike that weekend. It was 6 hours long. My legs almost gave out halfway up the trail, and I got bitten by a spider that may or may not have been poisonous. But I smiled through the pain and said things like, wow, look at that view, while secretly trying not to cry. Now it's 3 years later. We're still dating. I've become the hiking girl to all of his friends. People message me for trail recommendations. I've received gifts of hiking socks. I own a water bottle that says, take a hike, unironically. The worst part is that I hate hiking. I hate bugs. I hate sweating. I hate being more than 10 minutes away from a bathroom. But I've committed so hard that now I lead monthly group hikes for his coworkers. I have a Google spreadsheet for upcoming summits. I once pretended to love a view so much I cried. It was just the altitude and dehydration though. Now he wants to do the Inca Trail for our anniversary, and I'm Googling how to fake a knee injury convincingly. Please send help. Oh my God, you are an idiot. I'm sorry, girlfriend. You are so dumb. You don't fake liking something like hiking to somebody who likes hiking. That would be like me telling somebody that I love to run, even though I have very severe running-induced asthma and would probably die about 30 seconds in. These are the consequences of your actions, babe. I'm so sorry for you, but at the same time, I'm not. You have kept this up for 3 years. Oh my God, you're gonna end up marrying this guy. And then what are you gonna do if you have kids? Are you just gonna take all the kids hiking? Do you know how to take babies hiking? They put them in packs strapped to you. That is extra weight and a screaming baby that you're gonna have to carry around with this man. Please either get out of... you know what? There's no good ending for you here, honey. I hate to say it, but you have completely and utterly fucked yourself over. There's no getting out of this. He's gonna break up with you. You have been holding on to such a severe lie. This isn't just a little lie of, oh, my hair is naturally blonde. No, this is a lie of your entire life is surrounded with hiking now. You have been faking your entire lifestyle, not just the color of your hair or that you prefer diet soda over regular. You have been faking your whole lifestyle to this man who is going to dump you as soon as he finds out. I'm sorry to tell you, but you should be prepared for that now. There's no getting out of this easily. The top comment says, find a new obsession and give hiking the slow fade. It needs to take up the same amount of time though, so you can miss one activity in favor of the other. The next comment says, yeah, say hiking has become boring and now you're into mountain climbing. The next comment says, skydiving should do the trick. These just get more unhinged. The next person says, I've decided to try out deep sea oil rig welding. Oh my God. You're going to get stuck into something else that you hate. You need to just break up. Throw the 3 years away. You did it yourself, you dummy. The next comment says, she's going to end up stuck hating something just like jujitsu or marathoning next. Just ending life old, bitter, and in excellent shape. The next comment says, great suggestion. Take up pottery if you can find a studio near you for a weekend lesson. They're typically like 3-hour classes. Someone replies to this comment and just goes, think, babe, we used to just walk on the earth. Now we get to create beautiful things with it. Now this is really embracing nature. You've convincingly sold that you were into hiking. I think you could sell pottery as the ultimate expression of embracing nature. If he is an avid hiker, he's not going to give that up easily. Hiking for a lot of people is not only like a physical activity, but for a lot of people, it's a mental activity. I love going on mild hikes. All right. I climbed a mountain one time. Okay. I climbed Alberta Peak back when I thought I was in my nature girly wannabe hiking fitness influencer era. Oh my God. We're not even going to talk about it right now. So I got up at 5 a.m. to climb this mountain. I am not a morning person. I trudged up the mountain all the way, all 12,800 something feet of it in Pagosa Springs. I'm really proud of myself that I did it. I can look back on my pictures and say, wow, these are so cool. But I cried a couple of times. I wanted to quit a couple of times. And then not only that, but if you're familiar with Colorado in the summertime, you know about our monsoon season. So yeah, I'm a genius. I decided to climb a mountain during monsoon season. And so once I got up to the top, I mean, maybe I'll just go ahead and post a picture right here for you guys to see all the little clouds in the background. Yeah, that was a monsoon coming. So I had the honors of running down the mountain to outrun the rain. I wasn't able to outrun it. I ended up having to stop. I was very scared. There was no cell phone service. I cried. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The last comment says, I can sense an incoming Am I the A-hole story for breaking up with my girlfriend of 3 years. She just told me she hates hiking, but pretended to love it for the past 3 years. Organized trips for my friends and coworkers and everything. Told me it was her therapy. Yeah, you guys are gonna break up. I'm so sorry. No matter how much you like him and how much he likes you, you've been avidly faking your lifestyle and lying to this man for the last 3 years. Honey, set him free. You have made an ass of yourself. Like, you have 2 choices here as far as I see it. You can come clean. No, you have 3 choices as far as I can see it. You can come clean, in which case he is going to break up with you. You are going to be humiliated. He's definitely going to tell all of his coworkers and all of his friends. Option number 2 is you find something to replace this hobby with and just say, you know, I'm not really feeling hiking anymore. It was fun while it lasted, but now I'm thinking my nature therapy can be more sitting on a beach. Or option number 3, you keep going. You keep the lie going forever and ever and ever until the day you either die or really sustain an injury that prevents you from hiking again. So all 3 of those options suck. And unfortunately, that is just the consequence of your action here, honey. I don't know what to tell you. I could never do that. Like, you can't pretend to like something like hiking or running or weightlifting or jogging or biking or anything like that that requires a lot of your physical and mental capacity if you are not fully sold on it. Like, OP, if you're out there watching, I think I probably should have included you on my episode that I posted on Tuesday where we judged idiots of the internet, because you definitely fall into that category here. You faked it, but you cannot make it unless you're going to continue faking it for the rest of your life. And do you really want to live a lie like that? No. This post is only 5 days old, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. And if we get an update, I will absolutely come back to let you guys know, because something is going to go horribly, horribly wrong for this person. And I think it's going to be funny to watch the fallout. All right. The last story from today comes from r/anti-work, and it says, I automated my job over a year ago and haven't told anyone. I saw some similar posts to this, so I thought I'd jump on the bandwagon bandwagon. I work for a mid-sized law firm that hired me as an IT specialist to handle all of their digital evidence for trials. The law firm was in the process of changing their evidence managing system to a cloud base and wanted me to be the only person with admin access to the cloud. Everyone else would be limited to view only and would work on a local network drive. Sounds great, but I quickly realized this was the only task expected for me to perform in my 8-hour shift. This was in no way an 8-hour job, so I was stuck finding busy work at the office most of the time. Then COVID happened and I was asked if there was anywhere I could work from home. I set up a remote workstation, tunneled it into my house, and that's when the real fun began. In about a week, I was able to write, debug, and perfect a simple script that performed my entire job for me. It essentially scans the on-site drive for any new files, generates hash values for them, transfers them to the cloud, and then generates hash values again for fidelity. In court, you have to prove that digital evidence hasn't been tampered with. I clock in every day, play video games, or do whatever, and at the end of the day, I look over the logs to make sure everything runs smoothly, then I clock out. I'm only at my desk for maybe 10 minutes a day. For a while, I felt guilty, like I was ripping off the law firm, but eventually I convinced myself that as long as everyone is happy, there's no harm done. I'm doing exactly what they hired me to do. All of the work is done in a timely manner, and I get to enjoy my life. Win-win for everyone involved. Good for you. I have this saying that I love, and it is work smarter, not harder. And you did just that. You are working smarter by making this automated. And realistically, it sounds like you created an entire software program for them to utilize that's completely automated, even if they don't know about it. You still did something that is tremendously helping them out. That way they don't have to deal with bugs and crashes and stuff like that. So really, I'd say it is a win-win. If I had a job like that, I would probably attempt to do the same. I don't know anything about coding or anything like that, but you bet your ass I would not want to find busy work in the office. Ugh, that's horrible. I hate that. I have ADHD, and there is nothing I hate more than trying to find busy work. It's the worst. It's awful. Oh my God. It is like worse than brain rot, in my opinion. I hate busy work. Busy work is like, I am not a busy worker. I don't like it one bit. I've definitely worked at places before where it's been like that, so can relate. The top comment on this one says, think of your wages as a subscription service to your automation program. Big companies love subscription services, right? Right. There you go. They're just subscribing to your automation. And if you weren't there, they wouldn't have the automation and they would probably go and pay a lot for it. So I think you're fairly being paid right now. The next comment says, I work in IT and the biggest expense I often see is not the software or the license, but the support agreement. Even if everything is smooth sailing and the support is not needed, firms are willing to pay far more than a well-paid IT salary to have support ready to go should they ever need it. Properly run organizations will also have proper budgets to make sure that the infrastructure or functions that are integral to the operation of the organization don't halt. You're providing them with AAA support on their automation software. Hell, you're even on exclusive standby for immediate support should they need it. Maybe you could expand your business then? Yeah, why don't you start your own business making these automators and then selling them to other companies? You could still just work from your house for, your good 10 minutes a day and just sell your program. I think that's a great way to expand and make more money if you feel like you could. The next comment says, legend. This is true anti-work. You're providing the exact services as required and they're paying for said services. Well done. I applaud you. Yeah, you sure cheated the system here. And if this is a multi-million-dollar company, I am in full support of everything that you're doing. The next comment says, if it helps you justify it, they're not paying you for the 10 minutes a day it takes you to do that. They're paying you for the work that needs to be done reliably and an expert on standby full time, ready to jump in and address any issues as they happen. If you leave, even if you leave the script, they do not replace you. And if something goes wrong, they're up shit's creek without a paddle. Yeah, they are paying you to be on standby most of the day. And, if you do have things that arise, then yeah, you're definitely doing the right thing. The last comment says, I feel like all these types of posts teach me that 1, I need to learn how to code, and 2, I need to find a laid back office job. You are entirely right. I love all of these stories. Don't fake it till you make it unless you're prepared for the outcome. It sounds like this guy had a pretty good outcome, but maybe not the people before. Comment below. Have you ever faked it until you made it with something? I want to hear from you. Give me all of your tea. All right. I love you guys. My camera battery is about to die for whatever reason, even though my camera is plugged in. I don't technology. Maybe I need to hire this guy to come help me out, but I love you and I will see y'all on Sunday for the mashup episode. Bye.